What is going on, guys? We're back playing some more Surviving with Immersive Engineering. Now today we're going to be working on expanding both the sugarcane and hemp farms that we have. So we're starting things down here where our current biodiesel and diesel generator stuff is going on, mainly because I wanted to let you guys know that all this stuff, which is what we're currently using, is going to stay down here until we fully finished with making the whole new set of farms and everything. So we're not going to move the diesel generator, the refinery, the squeezer, or the fermenter, mainly just because until this whole new thing is up and running, I still want to have this system running down here so that we can get a little bit of biodiesel. It's not going to be much, but it will continue running. But the new one that we're going to be making is going to be outside because it's going to be so big that I really don't know if I even want to make housing for it, but there's no way we could fit it inside here. So we are going to take a little bit of a trip outside, and I should have everything on us that we're going to need for today. We're going to be making it right over here. There's a nice just open patch of stone. I kind of flattened it out a little bit, and I already laid out a little bit of cobble to mark off where we're going to be working. So we got the infinite water pool right here because this is going to use a lot of water, and we have the setup right here. So you guys might already know what setup I'm going with. A couple of you recommended that I use Mumbo's farm, and it looks really awesome. It's kind of like a diamond shaped farm, and instead of running it on bud switches, it actually runs on a timer you set up. So we're going to be doing that. It's going to be a nice little change of pace. The main reason for the shape is Mumbo claims that it doesn't lose as much sugarcane as compared to the linear farms. I don't know if I really agree with that, but you know what? We'll try something new out. We'll be the judge of that, and we will see how that goes. So you can see my inventory is really full right now. We have a lot of stuff, and what I'm probably going to do is make one of the layers and just one of the sides. You end up mirroring this over to another side and just stacking it up. But I'm going to do one of the sides here, and then I will just kind of speed up me working on making a couple more levels of it. So the first one I will do with you guys, but if you want to see Mumbo's actual tutorial, I will link it in the description below. So to start things out, we are going to need to get the dirt down that we're going to use, and we're going to elevate it one. So we're going to move it one off the ground like this. And then it is a little annoying. It was easy to make in creative, but it's more annoying to actually set up here because it's kind of in like, most of this is built in a diagonal shape. So we're just going to be going back and forth placing these blocks, and then we're going to have to go through and break a good amount of them. So hopefully you guys will bear with me and we can get through this relatively quickly. It's also annoying that there's really no good way to fly in this mod pack, or in this mod. And I don't think there's actually any way to fly in it. So I'm going to be doing a lot of pillaring, and eventually I might even have to make ladders to go along with it. So this is where we're going to be planting the sugarcane, and the reason I elevated it off the ground one is because eventually everything is going to get dumped into water streams, which should be running right along here, but we are also going to be setting stuff up behind these, which are going to go one block below. So we're going to get some glass out right now, and we're going to put it right here, right below all of these. So it's going to go in a diagonal pattern just like this, and we're going to do that all the way around. And then we're going to come up here, and I should actually probably get some dirt out for this one. And what we can do is we're going to put some dirt down here and put glass down just like this. I guess I could do it every other one actually instead of doing it every single one. And then here we actually I could have done it the same way that time too. Okay, so we'll do it like this and just keep going. And there we go. So now we got to get up here, and I could probably just jump up back here, and we are going to be getting rid of all the dirt that's in here. And this is where we're going to hold the water for this. And it's actually only going to be in every other one of these. You don't need to put it in every one, but I'm just putting glass there for consistency so that it looks nice. So now's when we really need to load up on water. And I do have 4 buckets in my inventory, but we're going to have to go and refill these. So you're going to start at this one right here. You're going to put one water right here, and then you're going to skip one, put one down, skip one, put another one down, skip one, and put another one down. And then you're going to come back over here, refill our buckets, and we're going to do the same thing all over again. So one down over here, skip one, put one down, skip one, and put one down. So now that we have that, we can actually place in the sugarcane, and assuming you did it correctly, you should be able to put sugarcane down on every single one of these. And then we can come over here and do the same thing. Whoops, doubled up on that one. Okay, so now we got the sugarcane down. We verified that we actually have water in all the correct positions. Now what we need to do is get any solid block that we want to use, and we're going to come behind the sugarcane, and we are going to place a block down that's just going to cover these water blocks right here, or what might be just an air block, just so that we can put pistons down on top of them. So we're going to do that on both of these sides, and it's a little annoying trying to stay up here trying to jump over things. I guess it's probably easier if I just do this. That is a lot easier. Okay, so we do that, and then we're going to want to come out here, and we're going to want to put pistons down on each of these. Man, this was so much easier in creative. I built this in creative to verify that it actually worked, and it was a lot easier to do in creative when I could just fly around. Oh, okay. And almost done. There we go. Okay, so now we have the pistons down. These are going to be the pistons that obviously break it off when it's done growing, and this is actually going to be the max height of the first layer. It's not going to go any higher. When we start to make another layer, the dirt blocks are literally going to go in the air block that's not right above the piston, but if it were extended, it would be right above it. So imagine this sugarcane is grown up one, it would be right above that is where the next dirt block is. So it's really nice when you're layering these on top of each other because you can layer them pretty effectively. And now I need to probably get some dirt out so I can start pillaring up here when I need to get back here. So what we're going to be doing now is getting out, you can use, like I'm using stone brick again. We're going to be going right here and we're going to be building it's kind of like a diagonal, but it's going to be just like this. So we're not actually going to break these blocks that don't make it diagonal. We're just going to run it along like this and go all the way to here. So you're going to stop when it's in line with this very last one, and you're going to build it out one. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. And this is where we're going to be running the redstone along so that we can so we can toggle these on and off. And going to be using both redstone and redstone torches. So we're going to want to line this with normal redstone right along the top of this, and this is the reason that we didn't actually break these ones to make it diagonal. It's because we got to be able to run the redstone along it. And I probably should have brought my bed out here because yeah, it's going to get pretty late and I don't want to be fighting guys out here. So I'm going to finish the redstone and then we can head in. So you're going to do the same thing you did with water. You're going to come to this block, put down a torch. It'll extend these two. Same thing over here. Same thing over here. And one on the very last one. And so now all of these should be extended. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. And right there. Right there. And right there. Okay, so now that we're done with all that, we can go in and sleep. And then we can come back out and actually finish working on it. And for the most part, that's actually all we have to do for this layer. But I'm going to show you guys how it works and that you can verify that you have everything wired correctly. So we will actually need to make a lever so that we can test it out. Then it will go off camera and I'll probably just speed up the footage so that you guys can see. Maybe laugh at me while I'm building the second layer because it's going to be a little bit annoying to actually make the second layer. So we can get some stone and we can just make a lever to verify that this works. Get a lever going and we can go back out there. So what I'm pretty much going to do for this is just when I said that we can mirror it, hello Mr. Spider, this one side going up is going to be sugarcane and the other side is going to be hemp because you can use this for both of the things that we need to farm because they both grow to be 2 high. Well, sugarcane grows to be 3, but we break it off at 2. So when we mirror it, it's going to be the same exact thing on this side, but we need to put glowstone down because sugarcane can grow without light, but the hemp cannot, and the hemp actually needs really, really high light levels to grow. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind. I'll probably do that off camera. I'm only gonna do the sugarcane on camera just so I don't bore you guys, but we can throw this lever down now and verify that this works. So we flip it, they all go in, flip it again, they all go out. So that means that everything works, the redstone is done correctly. So the one thing we want to do before we start layering this is just break this block right here because this is where we're going to run all the redstone up. And I'm going to now go and I'll probably just speed up the footage of me building the second layer, and then I will be back and we can set the timer up and finish everything up here, and that'll be good. So I will talk to you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so now that we have finished making the second layer, we can actually get to making the timer, which is probably the most important part of this, and it's actually kind of the last part that we need to do aside from just adding the water streams below it and the collection point. So we're going to come right back here to the back, and we're going to start by putting a block right here, and the main reason I put a block right there is just so I can put this one below it. So then we break that one, and we're going to put a redstone torch right here, and we are going to start wiring this all the way up. So that is not a redstone torch, that's a normal torch. So we're just going to do this all the way up, and you can do this as far as you need to. Obviously I only have 2 layers here, but you'd be able to do this all the way up to however many layers you're going to have. And we can stop once we get right up here. So we're going to stop right here, and then we got to jump back down. And now we can actually start building the hopper portion. So I think I mentioned this before. This one is actually going to use a hopper timer, which will probably run, every like 4 minutes or so, and you can alter by putting different numbers of items in. But it'll probably run for roughly 4 minutes before it harvests, unlike the other one, the other 2 farms I should say, which were both using bud switches, so that anytime there was a block update like anything grew, it would automatically harvest it. So this one won't be as obnoxious if we ever do hear it. So we're going to need to get out some comparators, some repeaters, some building blocks, torches, regular redstone, dropper, and 3 hoppers, and then some stone slabs. So to start things off, we're going to be building off this block right here, and we're going to build out 1, 2, 3. And so the first block is going to be a repeater pointing into this. Second block is going to be a comparator going to the repeater, and the third block is going to be a dropper. Now make sure it's a dropper, and you're going to put that facing up, and then you're going to put a hopper facing into it. And then I was watching Mumbo's video, and he put a stack in here to make a monostable circuit, but I actually couldn't get this to work. I don't know if something changed or, I was just screwing something up. But for this, I actually just used 1 piece, so I'll wait to put this in, but I actually only used 1 block for this one. Then you're going to put a block right here, and then build out 2 more. So then off these 2 blocks, we are going to come out 1, and this will be 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and do the same on this side. So now this is the platform we're going to be building on, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to use our 2 hoppers. So you put 1 down, second one you're going to put going into this hopper, and then we are going to have to break this hopper and put it so they're feeding into each other. Then what we're going to need to do is get out our sticky pistons and block of redstone, and we're going to put a comparator going off each end facing out, and these are going to go to a block on each side. Now one thing we're going to do right now is, because these are blocks right here that have redstone on them, we're actually going to break these 2 blocks, and we're going to put stone slabs up here just so that they won't be affecting this in any way, and you can just wire redstone on those, so that should be fine. Now we come back down here, and we're going to put some redstone right here, and then we're going to put our sticky pistons down like this, and oh gosh, that is freaking out. Like, oh, we need to break this. It needs to go down like that. And then we're going to come over here, and we can actually throw, oh, that's why they're going crazy. I was wondering why they were going crazy. It's because they picked up one of the blocks I broke. So this is where you're going to put your 2 stacks or whatever you want to have. And what that's going to do is, whenever one of these finishes, this is going to flip back, and the whole system will harvest once it goes twice. So it'll go to one side, and then it'll come back, and that's when it'll trigger the harvest. And so the way we do that is by putting a torch right there, and then we need to put 1 block in here. So everything just harvested. And if we come back out here, you can see all the pistons are retracted. Obviously nothing's going to be on the ground right now because the pistons were extended while I was working. But if we come back over here, we can hop up here and actually watch what's going to be actually going on in this. Got to break some stuff to get up here. So as this is emptying, you'll see when this flips, and I don't want to lose that sticky piston there. Oh my gosh, you know what, I'll get it later. But this is about to flip, and this should move over, and we'll see if this is the one triggering it. So you can see when this block flips back over here, it sends a little pulse to this, which allows this to send it back up and come back down, which is going to trigger all of this for a split second so that those can pop out and then they come back. So anything that would have grown in that time will be pushed onto the ground over here, which will eventually be water, and it'll just send it to a center collection point. Now, obviously, if you want to extend this, you can do that, but keep in mind that it doesn't happen every time it flips, so we'll watch it again. it's going to be a little bit until this actually happens, but essentially when this block goes back there, nothing is going to happen. It's just going to reset and do it again. So technically it would be like the amount of time it takes 4 stacks to transfer between these two. So you can be the own judge of if you think, you know, it needs 2 stacks, 3 stacks, however many you want in there. Obviously you wouldn't do more than 1 item hopper full, but you'll see it flips and nothing harvests. It needs to be sending it back here. So it's not going to harvest for probably another like couple minutes. So we'll see if it has enough time for any of this to grow. But now what we can do is come down here and actually put some water streams down, so it's going to harvest it. So we should be able to start. Let's see where the farthest back block is that needs to be harvested. We're probably going to want everything to come to a center stream that's going to be like right here. So we can go 8 blocks from this, and instead of putting water here or hoppers or whatever you would use, I'm actually going to use conveyor belts, because why not? So let's get some chicken and we can continue going with this. Okay, so this will be the center block, and this one's the one we have to worry about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. So the water can go right here, and we can just extend this out. And I'm going to keep looking to see if anything... It doesn't look like anything's getting harvested, so I might throw another stack in there just to let it go for a little bit longer. So let's take a look. It would be in this one right here. So, or no, it would be in this back one right here. So we can add in another stack or so of something. I might just add 30 cobblestone for now, see how that works out. Obviously, you know, that was only one time, so we'd have to see a little bit longer if it takes them, you know, if it works on other tries. But for now, we'll just throw that in there. And obviously, it'll just be trial and error. And then we get to dig this out down here, add the water streams, and that'll be done. And then, of course, like I said, off camera, I'm going to mirror it onto the other side and do that with hemp. So it should just harvest to one collection point, and we can item router it. Pretty much the same as I did with the automated steel production. So we'll just put the fermenter and the squeezer directly next to each other, or separated by 1 block, and the item router will go right in between the two, and it'll send them to whichever side they need to actually go to. And you know what, we could be picking up some cobble right now to actually add another stack in there, because it doesn't really look like they're growing right now. So I don't know if it's just that it hasn't been long enough, or you know, something else is going on. Man, is it? Okay, it's not becoming nighttime anytime soon. Come back over here and finish off on this side, and then we will be done. We will get pretty much the same amount of sugarcane, actually, maybe a little bit more, because this is kind of like 2 of the farms we have downstairs, and I will just continue tacking on more and more layers whenever I have, you know, excess iron laying around to make some pistons. And I do have enough pistons to actually probably make another layer on each side once I mirror it over. But, you know, this should be enough for now, just testing to see that things are working okay, because I don't want to make a huge farm that ends up not working great. So almost done here. Get the water streams in. Still nothing has grown. Yep, everything fired. Very nice. And now we can go fill up our water buckets and finish this puppy off. So get all those. Start over here, and we can just work our way down, doing every other one. We actually don't even need to fill all these up, because we can just go like this. It's a little bit tricky to get under there, because we kind of have a lot of stuff in the way. But we can do this side pretty quick. And the last one is like right over here. We're going to have to like fight the current for it. Probably going to remove, I think it'd be this 30 cobble right here. And we'll keep it at 2 stacks for now. I'll do some more tests with 2 stacks. But it would go right there, I think. Oh, you know, that's not right in the center. Luckily for us, we have another bucket. It needs to go right here. There we go. All that is good, and this one needs to go right over there too. So all this should be good, just as it's becoming nighttime. So last thing we will do is run conveyor belts all the way down this. Everything should get picked up by the conveyor belts, carried all the way down, and can just get sent right into an item router. We have the perfect number of conveyor belts, so it'll follow the path the cobble just took, and everything will be good. So I hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. I will finish doing this off camera. I might add a couple more layers to this. I might add the hemp on the other side, just so that we can get everything going. But next episode, we might finish this off. We might do something else, but let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sorry if I seemed a little bit like not really that energetic. It's mainly because I'm a little bit tired and I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm going to continue putting out videos for you guys every single day just because you guys really seem to be enjoying this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So like I said, the tutorial for this will be in the description. If you found the video helpful, feel free to give it a like, and I will talk to you guys later.